Hi everybody, I'm Ryan. Today we're going to look at red-white Convoke and how to sideboard against the top 10 most popular decks in Pioneer. Hopefully you can use that information and that knowledge to be able to teach yourself how to sideboard against the other decks in Pioneer. So let's jump into it. Since the red-white Convoke deck is the deck that won the European Regional, is the same 75, so we can kind of examine a deck that has been very successful. And the most popular deck in Pioneer, non-surprisingly, is Rakdos Midrange. Against Rakdos Midrange, I like bringing in Surge of Salvation. It's good against Thoughtseize, good against Fatal Push, and, you know, good against, like, Brotherhood End, which some decks are starting to play, which is really, really scary. Wedding Announcement is really good, you know, especially if the game goes really long. And what you're going to find is there's a few flex slots that we're going to shave almost every time because the deck is really coherent, so you kind of just have to take out the worst cards. So we're going to shave 3 Voldaren Epicure, and this is how I sideboard against Rakdos Midrange. The second most popular deck in Pioneer is Nykthos Ramp. First off, we're bringing in Forge Devil to be able to take out their Mana Dorks, and I like bringing in Pithy Needle for their Planeswalkers so they can't combo us out. That being said, again, there's no reason to take anything else out, so we're going to take out Voldaren Epicure, and that's how I sideboard against Nykthos Ramp. The third most popular deck in Pioneer at the moment is Rakdos Sack. Against Rakdos Sack, Surge of Salvation is really solid. Pithy Needle is very good for Witch's Oven, and Wedding Announcement is super solid in case the game goes super long. Giant Killer's ability doesn't really get anything, so we're going to take out Giant Killer and then shaving 1 Epicure. That's how I sideboard against Rakdos Sack. The fourth most popular deck in Pioneer is the Hidden Strings Lotus Field deck. Against this deck, we're bringing in Invasion of Gobakhan to slow down their combo, and that is pretty much it. We just got to kill them as fast as possible. We're going to be shaving on Giant Killer because, it doesn't really kill anything. Sometimes it can take out as a comma at instant speed post board, but I don't think we're going to have 3 mana up most of the time. So we're leaving 1 in just for those weird corner case scenarios, but this is how I sideboard against Lotus Field. So notice, because this is like kind of an aggro combo deck, I did a deck tech on this. You should check it out. It is on the channel. It was posted yesterday. We don't want giant sideboards because we don't want to dilute what the deck is trying to do. The strategy of the deck is not going to change post board. So we're going to have really, really small sideboards most of the time. Against Blue Eye Control, it gets a little bit different because they can actually deal with what we're doing very well. So we're bringing in Light of Hope mostly for temporary lockdown, bringing Invasion of Gobakhan to slow down their board wipes, Wedding Announcement so that when the game goes long, we can actually like play the game, and Pithy Needle for Planeswalkers like Wandering Emperor being the big one that we're really scared of. Giant Killer isn't really doing anything in this matchup, and this deck is really good at deterring our initial aggro. Honestly, which makes Clarion Spirit kind of bad because like we're rarely going to be it's hard to get value out of Clarion Spirit over time. And I also like shaving an Ornithopter because you don't want cards that literally do nothing. An Ornithopter has a pretty high chance of just doing nothing if you aren't able to combo with it. So this is sideboard against Blue Eye Control. The sixth most popular deck is Abzan Greasefang. Against Greasefang, we were bringing in Rending Volley to be able to stop their combo. And I actually don't like Pithy Needle against Greasefang because if you name the wrong thing, it does nothing, and it feels like a lot of guesswork, especially when we're not a Thoughtseize deck. So I don't like siding in Pithy Needle against Greasefang. But we are just going to bring in these 3 cards. So then we have Rending Volley and Giant Killer as ways to kill Greasefang. And rarely are we going to tap out because we're afraid of their combo. So Clarion Spirit is kind of awkward. You know, we can cast it for flash. The 1 mana spells we can cast and still leave mana up. Clarion Spirit is 2 mana is a lot in this deck, especially at sorcery speed. So we're going to be shaving Clarion Spirit for Rending Volley to make sure they can't combo us while we do our thing. So I sideboard against Greasefang. The 7th most popular deck in Pioneer is Azorius Spirits. Against Azorius Spirits, obviously we're bringing in Rending Volley. And I think there's an argument for Forge Devil. I don't really like bringing in Forge Devil because it only kills about half their spirits, and often the half that we don't really care about besides Rattle Chains. And I'd rather just like focus on our strategy. So then it becomes a really clean sideboard where we bring out Giant Killer because rarely other spirits are going to be big enough for Giant Killer to kill, and the rest of the cards are just better in that situation. So size sideboard against Spirits. The 8th most popular deck in Pioneer is my baby, Mono White Humans. Against Mono White Humans, Forge Devil is obviously insane. Rending Volley is obviously insane. And rarely do things get power 4 or greater. There's some things like Alien with toughness 4 or greater. But I don't like Giant Killer in the matchup. And then we don't have a lot of room to breathe against Mono White Humans. If we do have room to breathe, we're probably winning the game. So I like siding out Clarion Spirit. And so I sideboard against Mono White Humans. The 9th most popular deck in Pioneer is Bring to Light. Against Bring to Light, we're bringing in Invasion of Gobakhan because the board wipes we're really, really afraid of. And we're bringing in Light of Hope because they have enchantment removal such as Leyline Binding and Chain to the Rocks, and sometimes temporary lockdown and things like that. And we're going back to our old ways and shaving over Voldaren Epicures. And that's how I sideboard against Bring to Light. And the 10th most popular deck is the 5-color Fires of Invention deck. Obviously, Light of Hope is insane against this deck. Invasion of Gobakhan, super important because of board wipes that exist with this deck. And we are going to be shaving Voldaren Epicure. And that is how we sideboard against 5-color Fires of Invention. So there you have how I sideboard with Red White Convoke against the top 10 most popular decks in Pioneer. You'll notice, again, we sideboard really similarly against a lot of decks. We try not to sideboard too much unless the matchup's really bad, like Blue Control. And again, that's mostly because we are a combo deck. We can't dilute the aggro combo. We just can't. But if you like this video and want to see more stuff like this, please be sure to like and subscribe. Check me out on social medias. Links are above me and in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.